What's up, Internet? What's going on? It's a Freaky Monday. Freaky Monday means I'm adding a new video, uploading it to the YouTube. Well, what's going on? What's happening with me? Adding some new fish to the 180. Some gold lyre-tail Killi fish. Ophisimion Australe. I'm pretty sure the Australe has something to do with Australia. No, I don't think that's right. That's not right at all. West Africa, born and raised. It's where they spend most of their days. I got two pair. I've been watching these at a local store in an isolated tank, which is, I would like to mention, why I'm adding unquarantined fish to my 180. Because the store that these have been at have been in a, not necessarily a quarantine tank, but he does have them in individual tanks, and they've been in there for, he's had them in for at least a month and a half, and they're no illness reported from them, so it's not a Petco or anything like that, so he does have everything set up into individual tanks. It's not everything running through a big sump with 90 tanks all on it and dumping new fish in and stuff. So didn't really need to quarantine these guys. Everything's going pretty well, so added them in. Added in two pair of they're called gold, but they are kind of they have a lot of yellow and a little redness to them, and little white spots and whatnot. Cute little buddies. Not advisable with a lot of tank mates because the little males will get aggressive, and the females will end up shy with more aggressive fish. But the peacock gudgeons is going to be a good little mix for them. Add a little more action to the tank, as you can see. They're already arguing for space. But these little guys get down low and hang out in the lower area, sort of where the peacocks hang out. They lay eggs. These are not annual fish, so they probably don't jump as much with water changes and stuff. Those of you that have been following for a long time know that I used to breed the clown killies, and they were constantly jumping tank to tank and out on the ground and drying out and doing all sorts of stuff like that. In the middle of the video here, I wanted to add in some of the maintenance I've been doing with this UG. People have been asking me about this carpet, the carpet that is carpeting plant. I'm not really sure, but a lot of people have been asking about it, if it's a viable plant. It is a fairly viable plant. I wouldn't necessarily do it in the sand like I have it in. It has a tendency to kind of pull out and send up these wackadoo runners that go the wrong way, which should just be a little bit more maintenance. So not a big deal if you're if doing a little bit of maintenance doesn't bother you, then. But other than that, it's a pretty easy plant as long as you give it a little bit of light and a little CO2 and some nutrients, which generally almost all plants need something in that form. I probably would be okay if I wasn't adding CO2 to this tank. With it at the rate that it's growing, wouldn't be that big of a deal. The Monte Carlo is being a huge pain in my ass. I don't have any better way to put it. The pain in my ass is the Monte Carlo, but the UG pulling out needed a little bit of maintenance, so I'm just basically tucking it back in and trimming out the goofy parts, and then trying to get it to grow a little bit nicer at the front of the tank. It has a tendency to kind of pull up and uproot once it gets to the front of the tank. It sort of like grows into the glass and then starts kind of going upward a little bit. Realistically, it's probably 15 minutes worth of fussing around once a week, so it's not really that big of a deal. It's not completely out of control yet, but it will be getting to that point fairly soon. The carpet is spreading quite quickly. The rest of the plants in this tank are doing fairly well. Some of them are growing at a surprisingly slow rate, but as you can see, the Killies are going a little bit buck wild in this video because it is sped up. But generally speaking, they'll kind of hide out down in the lower areas here and lay eggs and whatnot. in the low areas on leaves and stuff like that. There's a subscribe thing. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. That helps us out. The larger numbers we can get, the more videos we can keep producing. One of the plants that's growing real slow is this Ludwigia repens over here that I was super stoked about. I had the assumption it was going to go bananas, and it's going mind-bendingly slow for some reason. But I am adding more light to it, which will be another video uploaded later today, so stay tuned for that, which is part 2 of the LED hood that I've been building, sort of the DIY LED hood, which all the parts for that are in the Amazon store in the link below, or you go to the homepage on YouTube, and I have a link on there also to the Instagram and Dark Star Arts and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty stoked about these little fish and these bright blue little eyes, and I think they're going to be a great addition to this tank, and hopefully I can get them breeding a little bit and get the community of this tank going strong with fish. The peacock gobies slash gudgeons, whatever you want to call them, are a fairly hidden little fish also along with these guys. They don't have a tendency to come out into the tank too much. A little bit for sure. If I had a much smaller tank, I wouldn't be having these guys in a community, just because they have a tendency to get a little bit aggressive about territory and whatnot, and with their shyness of feeding, they don't have a tendency to eat that well, and can end up basically starving to death, which is no fun. Fish death is no fun. But hopefully, like I said, I can get them breeding and have a little bit a bigger bright orange community going in here with the peacock gudgeons, which they are doing fairly well, kind of setting their territories. Though I do have to mess around and probably build a couple of little caves here probably sometime this week, just to give them a little segregated kind of a little bit of an area. But otherwise, everything's going pretty well in this tank. As I said before, check out the Amazon store, Dark Star Arts, all that kind of stuff. And also Fridays, check out the live stream. We been doing a live stream. It's been getting a little bit better and better each week. And I understand it's a pretty long video. It's something, I think we went an hour and a half last week. That it's a pretty long video to just stare at and watch. Not wildly entertaining, but go ahead and throw it on while you're, running at the gym or whatever, while you're doing something in the background, and it's fairly decent something to listen to. But that's going to be the end of the video. I'm pretty stoked about these little fishes. I'm glad to be adding some more variety to the 180 at this point, and get some of the maintenance done this weekend. All right, we'll holla at you later. Later?